In this fourth session about bowing, I'm going to talk about slur patterns. The theme up to now has been saw more, saw as much as you can, but then you slip some slurs in there where they'll help you, but don't necessarily do it in a pattern. The idea, I think, is you want to be flexible enough to adjust what you're doing with your bow to what the tune's doing and what the tune wants you to do. But having said that, sometimes it's handy to have a couple of patterns at your disposal, and there's a couple of shuffles that people use a lot. And all a shuffle is just an organized way of combining saw strokes with slurred notes. And if you do that in a regular repeating pattern, then you've got a shuffle going for you. There's two shuffles that I use. I don't use the Tommy Gerald Syncopated Shuffle is a third kind of shuffle that seems to be unique to fiddlers like Tommy Gerald and some of those North Carolina fiddlers. And a lot of people do that now, but I think it's kind of overdone, because it's like any pattern. If you use it too much, you're imposing a pattern onto a tune, which I don't want to do. I never saw the Tommy Gerald lick in Kentucky, so it's a good lick, and I love Tommy Gerald, but I don't use it because I don't think it fits the style of Kentucky music. So here's a tune that where I can use, and usually when I use, there's two shuffles. There's a 2-4 and the 1-3. The 2-4 is you slur two notes and you saw two notes, and you could start either way, slur two, saw two, or you could do the sawed notes first, saw two, slur two, either way. The other one is a 1-3 where you saw one note hard down bow with an accent and slur three notes coming back up. So I'm going to use both of those in this tune, and usually if I use them at all, if I use any shuffle pattern, I'm only going to use it for a phrase or part of a phrase, maybe go through it one time and then do something else. And often I'll use both of them together. I'll use one and then the other. So here's a tune that I can use them both in. Some tunes I don't use a shuffle at all, but here's one where they'll fit the tune. This is a tune called Billy Wilson in the Key of A that they played up in Grant County and Gallatin County. It's not the same tune as the Billy Wilson that Uncle Jimmy Thompson played that a lot of people now. This is Billy Wilson came from a great fiddler named Jim Maxwell and another fiddler named Jarvie Hall. In A. I'll play it one time. Okay, so pretty easy tune, but it's a good tune to work on bowing. So let's do the notes first, and then I'll show you how you can do some shuffles with it. Starting on the A string. Okay, that's pretty easy, but it's another one of those places I can start. And I doubled that C sharp note. I'm going to keep this pentatonic. I'm not going to play the D note like that. But going up to that C sharp note, there's two ways to do it. Straight up. But you can also do that little thing I do a lot, which is start on the C sharp and roll down and back up. And the reason I'll do that sometimes is it gives me more notes to work with on the front end of a phrase to get my bow going in the right direction. So this is to get me in the groove. So I'll go. So I can do that anytime I want to, either or. So it's handy to have those extra notes on the front end to work with, which you can either bow or slur to get your bow going the right way for the string crossings. So from there, and then let me show you that little bit. And notice at the bottom of that, there's two A notes there. Now you don't hear those notes when the tune's going on, but those notes that get doubled are important for your bowing. So start on the open A, C sharp. And I might double the last note anytime I need to get started over again. Third measure was the same as the first. Here's the fourth measure. Now let's slow that down and see where those doubled notes come in. Up and down on the E string. So two E's there. Oh well, no, let's don't do it there. Let's do this. Let's don't double that E. Just go straight down. So we doubled the A twice there. Here's the B part. Okay, here's where I'll get the shuffles in. Now that's the one, that's the 2-2, where your bow's just going 3 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that fits real good right there. So getting that double A in there will make those that sequence work out perfectly. And then the fourth measure, where you go to the E string. Here's the third measure. Now on this one, I'm going to use the 1-3. Sorry. So what that is, it's one hard down bow, one note, slur 3 on the up bow, 1, 3. And right here, it works out real neat that your down bow on an open note every time in this pattern. So that makes it a little easier to practice. So every time, that hard down bow is on an open note. Here it is again. I'm exaggerating so you can hear and see that 1, 3. Sorry. And then we go to the B part. Ended on the 2, 2. So practice those, and it's good to have them in your bag of tricks. And one reason why you want to have both of them is notice how the 2, 2 shuffle reverses your bow every 4 notes. Down, up, down, up. So every time you go through that shuffle one time, you've changed bow directions. The 1, 3, which is a hard down bow and a slow up bow, every 4 notes you come back down bow. You're going the same direction. So one reverses your bow and the other one doesn't. And that's one reason why I think they're important, because bow direction is real important to me when I'm going into those complicated string crossing patterns that Kentucky music has so much of. So anyway, there's a couple of ways to practice a couple of shuffles that fit in. Use them sparingly, but they're sort of handy once in a while.